Do you want to grow a powerful brand on YouTube? Well, today we're going to be talking about the exact steps to take and the strategies that you need to put in place so that you can. Hi, Sarina. Welcome to the podcast. How are you?
Hello. I'm good. How are you, Jenny?
Very good. I am so
Good.
excited about this conversation that we're going to have about building your brand with YouTube. But before we
Yeah,
jump into it, will you introduce yourself and your business to my
sure.
listeners?
Absolutely. So my name's Sarina Correa, and I like to call myself the coach to creatives. I have been a business coach to the creative industry, hand makers, brick and mortar owners, um, those transitioning from craft shows to online for about 7 years now after three very successful product-based businesses. And I feel really blessed to be in this world. So that is the community I serve, and mainly showing them how to grow businesses online and market them and brands and all of the inner workings. It's more than a product.
Oh, and that's how we actually met. Was you invited me into your
Mhm.
membership to come and talk to your
Yeah.
people. So yes, I YouTube has been very much on my mind as of recent. We're seeing a lot of the writing on the wall as far as needing to get in front of your audience, get them to get to know you with
Yeah.
video. So why do you believe that YouTube is such a powerful platform for building a brand?
Yeah. So anytime we're trying to build a brand, it is key that we show up like, first of all, we have to be seen. It's extremely difficult to build a brand without being seen. We also need to be able to show up and show our true authentic self. In our world, we're not huge brands. We're not the Nikes of the world, and we're not that. We do business with people, and it is a person to person business. And people are curious about our lives. Like they're curious about what we have to say, and we have a lot to bring to, especially as creatives. We have a lot to bring to the table that people want to not just know, but we have problems to solve. We have the answers to those problems. And I think that YouTube gives us a platform to really like validate like who we are, what we bring to the table, our skill sets, and every creative has a different skill set. But also too, we have an opportunity to get in front of a group of people that are nowhere else. Every single day in the YouTube world, you're in front of people who you would never be in front of. Like this isn't a Facebook world or a Meta world where, the friends of friends of friends kind of thing. Like this is I don't like to use the word algorithm when it comes to YouTube, but YouTube is based on audience, and it really is finding that audience. And we have that opportunity to be in front of so many people. It's worldwide. YouTube is on every single smart TV in the world. And
Mhm.
no other social platform is. Yeah, you can get these apps and stuff from, I've heard you can get these apps. I'm like, that's too complicated for me. I only know like three buttons on my TV, and one of them's YouTube. I think
Mhm.
about when I need to solve a problem, I go, or I need motivation, or I need an idea. I'm going to YouTube or Pinterest, but I'm going to YouTube for that. And I'm not, and a lot of people, believe it or not, they don't realize that Google owns YouTube. It is a living, breathing visual search engine. And it is not a social media platform. It's a search engine. And it it's key in a business. It is so key in a business. And I think a lot of people are finally waking up to smell the coffee that we need to be in front of a different audience and a bigger audience.
Yes. And I think it gives that authenticity, that connection, because people
Yes.
can actually see you. I recently actually heard something, someone had stated that YouTube is actually watched more than Netflix, which is crazy because we think
Yes.
about Netflix binging all the content. But
Yeah.
YouTube has so much that it offers, and like you're
Hmm.
talking about, an audience to truly get in front of that
Yeah.
it isn't based on friends of friends. I love the way that you describe that so that it can be
Yeah.
that search engine that when people are looking for something, a solution to their problem, they can
Hmm.
actually find it within YouTube.
Yeah, and the thing is with Netflix versus YouTube, is that last year YouTube had 20% more watch hours than Netflix. That's mind blowing to me. And so YouTube is actually, we're going to see a huge update in YouTube later, and I would say mid 2025 from what we're seeing is YouTube is going to have a massive update to be more like a visual screen like Netflix is, like shows you just watch, shows we think you'll want to see. Netflix is, I mean, YouTube does a little bit of that now, but they're literally like going to a YouTube type format that we're used to going, new shows, new series. We have the ability to create a new series of, we can create a series, aka watch list of our things and have that on for our followers because in the YouTube world, it really has nothing to do with subscribers at all. It has to do with watch hours. And subscribers are important in the beginning to get monetized, but it has to really do with watch hours and anything we can do to get those watch hours.
So, what are the first steps someone should take when sharing a YouTube channel for the brand, when they're starting to
Yeah.
build it for their brand?
So the first thing, just do something. And when I mean just do something, just do something. Um, Put a piece of content up there. I don't want, I always tell my following, I don't want perfect lighting. I don't want a perfect camera. I don't want the thing, the elements that you need to have is great sound so that you're I'm gonna get into the inner workings of YouTube here in a bit, but you want to have great
Mhm.
sound on YouTube. So if you focus on anything, have great sound on YouTube because those CRT, those caption files are extremely important and being found in YouTube. But it's just do something. You don't have to build a set. You don't have to go buy thousands of dollars of equipment. You don't have to video edit. And that's the biggest thing that people get. I don't know how to video edit and like get over it. Like we're not doing that. Like we don't have time for that. Like we've got a business to run. We don't have time for editing. And I think we just get hung up on not having all the things. But what we do have is an incredible mind and we have ideas and we have a voice and just turn the camera on and do something. What's really cool about it is when you start, you have no following. Or as actually a lot of people do have a pseudo following in YouTube because they started like 8 years ago and never did anything with it. And they go back and they're like, oh, wow, I actually have subscribers. But when you start, every time you make content, you get better and better because you know what your audience wants. Remember, the idea is to take our current following that we have wherever they're at, whether in their email or the meta world or wherever they're at, and bring them into this world. But as they come into this world, you're going to welcome a whole new group. And as your content begins to grow, it's key to go back to those old bits of content and see how much you've grown. We often don't see that in businesses, how much we've grown. We only see where we're at today. We forget where we were at yesterday. And it's okay to be scrappy. Get it out there. Like do something, get it out there, be scrappy, be authentic, be real, put your message across and just keep doing it, rinse and repeat. And every time you do it, you're gonna get better. Your lighting, you'll be like, yeah, it was a little bit like the lighting was kind of off that day, and you'll fine tune it, or you'll figure out that, hey, I try to do as much as I can on. I have an M1 iMac. It's what 4 or 5 years old now. Works perfectly fine. Why would I need anything else? My people don't need anything they don't need anything else. And so really they just get hung up on all the things and don't get hung up on all the things. Every single one of us has this, $1,500 device in our back pocket that will do everything we need it to do. Everything, everything. So
Yes.
don't overthink it. Just do something. Just do something.
Yep. Making it does it. I think I was intimidated for years because
Don't do
one,
it.
I hate video editing, like you said, and the idea
Yeah.
of needing equipment. And then once I just kind of realized, okay, I'm going to use my phone. I am going to just do some basic edits, little cuts here and there on my phone with CapCut, super simple. And you're
Yeah.
right, just getting out there and figuring out each new time what worked, what didn't work. And the first one,
Yeah.
it was a mess, but we were
But
able to
it's
go
fun to
through.
go back and look at that. And it's so
Yes.
fun because you can relive those moments when your editing gets better or whatever and be like, especially if we're talking about YouTube and like, look how far I've come and like have little clips of that. Y'all, like sometimes poking fun of ourselves is like the best way to get the message across because we're talking to people. And in my world, in the coaching world, I'm talking to people When I say just like me, they know that I've had a creative business forever, and I am talking to people just like me, and they look up to you and they see what you're doing. And, whether your audience is bloggers or writers or creatives, you serve an audience that looks up to you. And when you just do it, it opens a whole new world.
Yes. So now what types of content work best for brand growth on YouTube?
So there's no formula. First of all, every single content creator has to create their own, and I do call it a formula. They have to create their own formula for their business. So there's three different types of content in the YouTube world. You have hashtag shorts, which is very much like, the TikTok, the Reels, et
Mhm.
cetera. And I always tell my people, like, whatever you're putting on TikTok or Reels, you drop it on Shorts too. Shorts definitely got like a little bit of some dynamite lit under them with the whole TikTok fiasco back in January of 25. And a lot of content creators started moving over to that world. And so shorts are definitely gaining traction. I'm going to say they've been a slow burn, but they're definitely gaining traction. The demographics are a little weird in shorts too. They uh, typically tend to be a lot more men than women and a lot more of
Okay.
an older audience. And so, again, it's important to know who your audience is. However, I feel like that's an opportunity because as some of these other platforms, I'm uncomfortable on the TikTok. I love TikTok. I mean, love it. And it's indexed and Google loves it too. But I'm not sure where it's going. Like I don't want to put my eggs in that basket. And so you have the shorts and they're important. 1 to 3 shorts a week is ideal. Like just short 15, 20 seconds. You can go up to 60 seconds. I just don't recommend it. It's just 15, 20 seconds. That helps drive people to your channel. May or may not get a subscriber, but they may want more, especially if you're
Mhm.
offering something that they're interested in. And then when it comes to content, you have short form video and long form video. Short form video, 3 to 8 minutes. And that's usually where you have viral potential. Viral is a weird word because viral is different for everybody. I have a video from years ago, and actually, my YouTube coach told me to take it down, take it all down. If it's not in line with your brand, take it down, even if it makes you money. And it had about 160,000 views on it, or
Okay.
actually watched, but it was a 16-minute video of which I was getting 11 minutes of view on. That is considered major viral video. Like that was like bank money, like that was like money in the bank. But that 3 to 8 minute video is viral video. That's viral potential video. Quick problem solving things that I always say, garbage disposal. You want to change your garbage disposal and you go to YouTube. Are you watching the 4 minute video or the 40-minute video? I ain't got time for the 40-minute video. I need to change it like right this second. So
Right.
you have that potential, and that is going to bring you subscribers. Okay, so the short form video brings you subscribers. The long form video brings you watch hours. And the longer form video are really truly that is becomes your audience. Those are your people. YouTube
Mhm.
puts a lot of weight on long form video. 8 minutes to 22 minutes is ideal. Going over 22 is fine, especially when you have a really core audience built who loves watching your content. But 8 minutes to 22 is ideal in the ad world when you start to get ad revenue, because then you're eligible for mid-roll ads. And in 22 minutes, you'll have 3 ad sets in 22-minute
Okay.
videos. 22 is also the length of a sitcom. Back in the day, a 30-minute sitcom was 22 minutes, 8 minutes of commercials. So you're not getting 8 minutes of commercials on YouTube, I will tell you that, unless you want them, but nobody wants to sit through that. And so that long form content, that's actually that's your money making content. Like that's the content that you can get your subscribers to watch in to build the watch hours. You need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours in order to get monetized. And what that means is your 1,000 subscribers actually needs to watch about 4 hours of your content in order for you to hit that monetization mark. And so it's key that we can use a phishing thing that we hook them in that 3 to 8 minute video, and then we reel them in and we capture them in that 8 to 22 minute video. And once you have that audience built, going over 22 minutes is brilliant. Like, because that's money, especially if we can keep them, if we can keep them in.
Yes. So you mentioned for shorts, 1 to 3 a week. How often should someone post short form or long form videos in a week,
Yeah.
would you say, to build that
So
brand?
my suggestion would be is that you try to have so what we've kind of seen work in, at least in my industry, is one long form video a week, 8 to 22 minutes a week, one a week. And then the short form video, 1 to 2 a week when you're getting started. Now, usually what that means is your long form video, you have cuts in that longer form video that solves a problem. And if you are into video, you can pull those out, or you can just film that section and then film a longer part to go with it or kind of mix it up. But I really think that doing more than twice a week on YouTube is kind of overkill. I think that you're going to burn yourself out. I
Mhm.
always say if you can produce 6 pieces of content in a month, and however that works for you, maybe just in the beginning, it's just that 3 to 8 minutes, how you get comfortable, and then you kind of grow. 6 pieces a month outside of the shorts, outside of the 15-second stuff. I think 6 a month is really like should be a good target goal. This is not an everyday thing. Like, please don't. Like, don't. Like that. No, you're not gonna get the traction. YouTube needs
Right.
time to build. You're not gonna get the traction on them. You're gonna think nobody's watching you. Nobody more, more YouTube loves content, right? The more content you can produce, the better. But more content doesn't mean posting every single day. This isn't the meta world. This isn't Instagram. This isn't Facebook. That's not what it means. It just means that you're consistently publishing content. YouTube will see that. Every Thursday you have new content. Every Monday you have new content. They love that. They love consistency. And we need consistency in our businesses, right? Like it's the worst. We're the worst at it. So, yeah.
Yes. Otherwise, like you said, you're likely to burn out very quickly.
Yeah,
So
video content is it's not for I'm gonna just say it's not for everybody. Not everybody has the ability to sit in front of a camera with no audience and hope for the best. It does make it easier. And I would suggest like Jenny like this, like having a friend and or creating together, crafting together, um, having a round table together, that does help in the beginning, the awkwardness, that you may feel and building your confidence as a lot of it's mindset more than your content.
I love that suggestion because it's funny that you say that because I know I have clients right now that have said to me, I'm just not comfortable in front of video. And we've been trying to come up with some different suggestions. We're like, just get on
Mhm.
FaceTime with your grandchildren, get on FaceTime with your friends, just so that you can start to get comfortable with the idea of yourself and talking in front of
Yes.
video. So I love that you suggest that doing like a round table. That's a great way, like you said, in
Yeah.
order to get in front, feel like you're not by yourself, and just kind of have a conversation while
Yeah.
still producing the content that is going to pull your people in. It's kind of like a podcast. A lot of people start off with doing podcast interviews rather than doing episodes by themselves
Yeah.
because it's intimidating to be talking
It
to
is.
yourself.
It's so, I mean, nobody wants to talk to themselves, but also too, when you can get a collaborative group together, whether it's one person or 6 people, and we have all the technology to do that between big fan of StreamYard for content producing. And so you can do that in StreamYard, which you can even add like fun little graphics in and words and like, it has a little more options in Zoom, but heck, even in Zoom, you can do it. What's really great about it, like in something like Zoom or StreamYard, everyone can get a copy of it. Everyone can take that content. And there's some great AI programs out there that'll pull out shorts for you. Um, there's a lot of things that you can do with that 45 minutes, that 1 hour group content. I mean, and if I were to do a live video, like in my coaching group, and I took that content, I can sometimes break that content down into 15 to 20 shorts, right around there,
Okay.
in one piece of content. So now, do you have a place for all of those at that moment? No. But doing a collaborative thing You're going to say something. You don't remember what you say. You know that, Johnny. You do an interview. You have no idea. What did I say? God, I hope I didn't say anything I wasn't supposed to. And you go back, I write it as me all the time, but you go back and you're like, oh, that was good. Boop. Like, pull it out. Pull it out. You answered the question, pull it out. Like, it's do it once, use it many. There's no reason why we have to keep like that gerbil wheel. Now, it does require a little editing and a little of that. And so I don't want to scare anybody, but just do something with friends. And in the creative world, we have the advantage of being able to craft together, to create together, paint together, talk about our businesses together. We do have the ability to do that.
I love that. And I'm always talking about collaborating. I just had never thought about it for YouTube that way, which is so odd. I mean, I'm obviously doing this. This content is going to end up on
Yeah,
YouTube, doing these interviews like this, but I hadn't thought about it for my actual client. So I'm so glad you made that
yeah,
suggestion. That's perfect timing.
uh,
All right. So
yeah,
let's talk about the key elements of a YouTube video. What do
yeah.
you need to have in order to be found by the search engines?
Yeah, so there's a couple things when you first starting out. Okay, when you're first starting out, you're making your assumption, I don't know who my audience is. Your audience on YouTube is going to be very different than your audience that you're serving on other social platforms. And so it is going to take a little bit of time to figure out women, like I know very much who my Sally, I call her my Sally, my avatar. I know exactly who she is. In the YouTube world, she's a little bit different. She's more of a Brooke. She's a little younger. And
Okay.
so it's going to take you a little bit of time to figure out who that is, but you just create the content. So in the back end side of YouTube, um, there are a lot of things that YouTube looks at to get a video in front of somebody. First and foremost, if your title stinks, your hook stinks, it's okay. You need to have an amazing thumbnail. So
Okay.
basically, what YouTube does is sort of scans that thumbnail. Okay, it'll scan a thumbnail and it creates an emotion. Is this happy? Is it sad? Is it entertaining? Is it educating? Is it? And so it's going to go and go, ooh, that looks like something that somebody would really like enjoy. Now, on the thumbnail itself, you want to really try to keep it to a minimum. Really don't want to go 3 words is like how to da 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 like learn like very very quick, and you'll see a lot of people use like arrows from this to this, like not a lot of words, because the back end side of YouTube, when it comes to images, doesn't like words. Okay, they don't like
Okay.
words. Like you'll see a lot of people in the funny faces, like like pointing, and there's a reason for that because YouTube actually really likes that kind of stuff because it creates a certain feeling. Ooh, this one looks fun. Um, so that's first. And then you want your hook slash title of really, I think you get like maybe 140 characters. So you can get pretty, how to transform, your dining room into a Thanksgiving masterpiece,
Hmm.
and put a few hashtags in the title, not many, 1 to 2 in the title, put some hashtags in it. We do live in a hashtag world. They do help. It's not going to make it or break it for you. And then in the description, that's usually where I see people fail, is in the description. The
Okay.
description is key because as we're building an audience on YouTube, I made a lot of mistakes 10 years ago when I went on YouTube for my paint business. A lot of mistakes. Nobody knew 10 years ago what we are getting into. And they will just put like, how to paint a buffet, how to paint like whatever, but they don't take it the next step. Monetizing YouTube actually really has nothing to do with ad revenue or not, happens to do with our businesses and growing our following. And we need to like look at that and go, okay, I have a chance to capture this this person. I need to give them an opt-in. I need to give them links. I need to send them to my affiliates. I need to do an ebook. I need to capture their information. Just putting a video up, great. I would rather only have 20 people see my video and click my link than have 2,000 people see my video and never click anything. The
Hmm.
trying to get over the vanity numbers of social media does not apply in the YouTube world. YouTube is about making a sale, building a brand, building a following. Most of us have something to sell. Some of it's ourselves, but we have something to sell. But our audience isn't going to know what we have to sell if we don't tell them. So we're going to get their attention with an amazing thumbnail, hopefully of our faces, and just be in their face, bright, bold colors. Even if your thumbnail is not on brand, I don't care. Just do something. Go outside. One of the best ways to get thumbnails is to get a tripod with your phone and put it on video and go get some amazing lighting in front of a window or outside or wherever. And outside lighting is the best lighting. Try not to do this in a studio. Like, I really think that going outside is like the best way to do it. And put up a tripod and make a video of you doing stupid, like this, make a like 5-minute video and then hold the pose for like 3 seconds, screenshot it. Like, just screenshot it. You don't need to hire a photographer or do all that. I'm all about scrappy. That thumbnail is your golden ticket. It doesn't matter. It does matter a little bit what your title is and what that, but that thumbnail and those that driving them to wherever it is you want to drive them. I'm so happy when I see a video, it maybe only has 100, 150 views, and I know that opt-in that I put in that video was just for that video, and I have 50 opt-ins. Sign me up. I'll do that all day long. Like, I will
Right.
literally do that all day long because to me, that's money. And don't watch the numbers. The numbers, you'll get there eventually. It's just the thumbnail and drive them to something. Drive them. YouTube is a search engine. Drive them to something.
Yes, I love that you talk about that because I think a lot of times we immediately think, okay, I'm creating on YouTube, I'm trying to get all these views because I want to get ads up onto my videos.
Oh,
But that's all we need to make that huge shift of making sure that we are growing our email list and selling ourselves, our products, our services, the
yes.
things that we offer.
Yeah.
Um, so that you can continue to have that because we always talk about don't build your business on rented property. If you only grow YouTube subscribers, you never know how the algorithm will at some point change. But if you've grabbed them and gotten them onto your email list, you'll be able to continue to use them.
Yes. No,
So,
and I've seen in the ad world, a lot of people on the YouTube in their mind, I may be a YouTuber and ad revenue. They average, if you look at the average YouTuber and their revenue, only about 10% come from ad revenue. The other 90% come from their affiliates, huge sponsorships, even bigger. And then of course their product sales, whatever it is. So get the ad revenue out of your mind. It's a great little bonus. It's a great little whatever, like a little, like, buy a coffee.
right.
But it is not where the money is at in YouTube at all.
What role do keywords, tags, and descriptions play in ranking the videos? Now, we obviously know that we want to have the description that's
Mhm.
going to have our opt-in in there to grow our email list, but what role do those play in
Yeah.
the ranking of the video?
So a ranking of video actually doesn't have really too much to do with that. The ranking of the
Okay.
video has to do with the engagement that you get on the video. I'm going to tell you some behind the scenes secrets. I have a terrible accent, as you guys know. You probably already figured that out. Like, where is she from? And I get a lot of people who say, like, back in the day when I did paint things, Mod Podge is like this glue stuff they use to decoupage or whatever. And I'm
Yes.
sorry, but in my world, it's Mod Podge. Okay, so my viral video that I had, which made me thousands upon thousands of dollars, and I literally mean thousands upon thousands of dollars because the amount of watch hours I had on this video, it was because I said the word Mod Podge. It was because every single person had to come on there and correct me for what I was saying. They were like, where is she from? I think she's from California. No, she's from Australia. I think she's from New York. Like, I'm a little of everything. Like, I lived everywhere. And
Mhm.
I'm a little of everything. I live in the South and so I've got this strange accent. I don't think I have an accent, but everyone says I have an accent. And I'm super squeaky. My voice is like very raspy. And um engagement is what drives a video. And it's the same in all of the other social platforms. Engagement, engagement, engagement. Um, Doing something to create a comment, asking a question, drop it in the comments. I would love to try to get the answer every single thing. Negative comments equal positive results in YouTube. I hate saying that, but it is what it is. People are extremely opinionated. They want to share their words. Give them a platform to do that, voice their opinions. Thank you so much for helping me grow my channel. I appreciate it. The more engagement that you can get in your videos, the more you will be seen in the YouTube world. Also, too, to get very quick results is solve a problem. Um, one of the one of the things I always tell my creatives to do is find 5 people who do what you desire to do. What you desire to do a year from now is going to change. I guarantee that. But what you
Hmm.
desire to do right now, I want you to find 5 people on YouTube who do what you desire to do. And you go look at their comments. What are people asking? And a lot of times when YouTubers, and I hate using that word YouTubers, content creators, start to get a lot of followings and a lot of tractions, those questions never get answered. And you go into those comments and you make I have an entire book of them. You make your book of questions and things that you can answer. And those are the exact videos. And exactly as somebody had said, hey, how do you, how did you make that ebook? How do you deliver the ebook? And somebody asked, well, I don't know someone teach us how to make an ebook. And someone's like, well, how do you deliver it? That is your next video, how to deliver an ebook. Like literally like to the point. Those comments are golden in the YouTube world, and there's millions upon millions of them, and there's millions of ideas in those comment sections. So really getting traction, again, your thumbnail is that instant, when you pop up on, you guys know when you're on, you can see it more on a desktop than in a mobile device. But when you end up on your YouTube thing and there's always that one thing that catches your eye, right? And there's that one thing that catches your eye. Pay attention to what that is and the colors, the font sizes, pay attention to those, study them, study what other people are doing. And when you start to get traction, you may not have to get so fancy with thumbnails or, when you start to get that traction, but engagement, 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 getting the thumbs up, getting the comments, asking them questions. What are some of your favorite childhood memories? I'd love to show them on my next video. Um, Trying to create a community or a relationship with your viewers is
Yes.
extremely important. Extremely important.
No, such great suggestions. Now, you have an ebook that you actually have created. We're going to make sure that we
Yes.
link to it.
Yes.
Can you tell us what we can expect? And this is a free ebook that you offer?
It will be. It will be. So I'm working on an ebook mainly to offer in my YouTube videos. I go live on YouTube at 1 p.m. on most Fridays, as long as I can. I go live on most Fridays at 1 p.m. And I want to be able to offer my creatives a playbook of here are different case studies that have worked for different creatives in their businesses and things that they've done for content. Like this video is 3 minutes long, and this was the result of it. And mainly just to spark, I like to call it an idea bank. And it mainly is to spark an idea bank of, oh, wow, they did this. I have a lot of creatives who don't want to be seen on camera. That's an easy solution to me when you're creating something really super pretty. They don't want to see you. Like they want to see what you're creating. They don't necessarily want to see you. And so it's just basically a playbook of tips and tricks and things to try, different formulas that I think that I've seen that work. And yeah, so I'm really excited. I've been working on it now for a couple of months. I have literally an entire year. This is my Bible. And I literally have an entire year of ideas and strategies and stuff. And I just need to get it out. I need to get it out. So it's going to be a free
Yes.
opt-in. But it's an ebook and it's going to be a freebie. It'll be on my site. You can find me at thesocialdivas.com or actually thesocialdivas.com or sarinacorrea.com. They all flow to the same thing. Um, Either one works. So that personal branding gone wrong, Jenny, like right there. Personal branding gone wrong. Mistakes I've made. 8 years ago. So, but it's all right. It's okay. It's all a learning
Uh,
process.
it is. I understand. And I think many of us
Yeah.
watching and listening feel the exact same way. We're going to make those mistakes, but it's about how
Yeah.
you turn around and make it work for you and your audience. So perfect. Sarina, thank you so much for taking the time to speak
Thank
with me
you.
and my audience. We're going to make sure that we link
Mm.
to all of that in the description so that we can make sure that people go and grab that. And I just appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, Jenny. I love what you do, and I love following you, by the way. So thank you for inviting me on. I appreciate it.
Well, there you have it. Hopefully, you have gone and already grabbed your formula playbook that Sarina has created. I'd love to know in the comments your biggest takeaway from this interview. I know personally, mine was making sure that I repurpose the content that I am using so that I not only have short form video, but also long term video so that I can make sure that I am serving my audience where it needs the most content.